Every sunrise was a reminder of the cold concrete that served as my bed. My name is Frank. For years the city streets were my home. Each day was the same story. I would sit on a piece of cardboard. My world was small. It was just one small corner of a very big city. People walked by quickly. Most did not see me. I was like a shadow, a ghost in a busy world. The sounds of the city were loud. Cars honked, people laughed, but all I heard was the echo of my own emptiness. Loneliness was a heavy blanket. It covered me day and night. My only goal was to survive. Survival meant collecting enough change for a simple meal. My hand was always out. My eyes were always looking down. I didn't want to see the pity, or the anger. Sometimes people would drop a few coins into my cup. The clinking sound was a small victory. It meant I might eat that day. But many days were hard. The cup would stay empty. My stomach would ache. I felt invisible. I wondered if anyone would notice if I just disappeared one day. It was a sad thought. A thought I had very often. It was hard to keep hope alive when you have nothing. I watched the world from my spot on the sidewalk. I saw families holding hands. I saw friends laughing together. I saw people rushing to their important jobs. They all had a place to go. They all had a purpose. I felt like I had none. My purpose was just to get through the day, and then the next. The nights were the worst. The city would get quiet, but my thoughts would get loud. I would think about my past mistakes. I would dream of a different life, a life with warmth, a life with dignity, a life where I wasn't just a man on the street, but even in the darkest moments, a tiny spark of hope remained. It was small, but it was there. I started to dream of something more. I didn't want to be this person forever. I wanted to build something. I wanted to be proud of myself. I started to save every single coin, not just for food, but for a future. It seemed impossible. How could a few coins change anything? But it was the only thing I could control, so I held on to that small idea. It became my secret, my reason to wake up each morning. I told myself that one day, things would be different. I just had to believe it. Saving money was a slow and difficult journey. Every coin felt like a heavy stone. Some days I would collect only $1, other days, a little more. I kept it all in a small, worn-out pouch. I hid it carefully every night. This pouch was my treasure. It was my secret dream. I would count the coins every few days. The growing pile gave me a strange feeling. It was a feeling of power, a feeling I had not felt in a very long time. I ate less so I could save more. My hunger was strong, but my dream was stronger. It was a painful sacrifice, but I knew it would be worth it. After many months, the pouch was finally full. It was heavy with coins and a few crumpled bills. I had saved enough. I found an old, rusty hot dog cart for sale online. It wasn't much. The wheels were wobbly, the paint was peeling, but to me, it was beautiful. It was a symbol of a new beginning. I used all my savings to buy it. The moment I pushed it for the first time, I felt a shift inside me. I was no longer just a man on the street. I was a business owner, a very, very small business owner. But it was a start, a real start. Cleaning the cart became my mission. I spent days scrubbing away the rust and grime. I used soap and water from a public restroom. I polished the metal until it shined. I gave it a fresh coat of bright red paint. I wanted it to look happy. I wanted it to look inviting. People in the neighborhood started to notice. They saw me working hard. They saw the pride I took in my work. A few people stopped to talk. They asked me what I was doing. When I told them my plan, they smiled. Their encouragement was like fuel. It made me work even harder. Finally, the day came. My first day of business. I bought a small package of hot dogs and buns. I bought ketchup and mustard. My hands were shaking as I set up on a busy corner. I was so nervous. What if no one bought anything? What if I failed? The first few hours were quiet. People walked by without a second glance. My old fears started to creep back in. But then, a woman stopped. She looked at my shiny cart and smiled. "1 hot dog, please," she said. Her words were like music. I carefully prepared her order. She paid me, and I felt a tear roll down my cheek. It was a tear of joy. My little hot dog cart became my stage. Every morning I would set up in the same spot. The sizzle of the hot dogs on the grill became my song. The smell of grilled onions filled the air. At first, customers were few, but I treated every single one like a special guest. I remembered their names. I asked about their day. I always had a smile ready. I learned that selling hot dogs was not just about food. It was about connection. It was about making someone's day a little bit brighter. I wasn't just selling a meal. I was selling a moment of warmth and kindness. Slowly, word started to spread. People didn't just come for the hot dogs. They came for the conversation. I became a familiar face in the neighborhood. Office workers would stop by for lunch. Construction workers would grab a quick bite. Even the police officers on the beat became my regulars. They called me Frank the Hot Dog Man. I was no longer invisible. I was part of the community. I heard their stories. I shared in their joys and their worries. My little corner of the sidewalk became a meeting place. A place where strangers became friends over a simple hot dog. My hot dogs were simple, but I made them with love. I made sure every bun was fresh. I made sure every hot dog was cooked perfectly. I started adding new toppings. I listened to what my customers wanted. I added relish, cheese, and even some special sauces. I took pride in my product. This wasn't just a job, it was my art. My customers appreciated the effort. They told me I made the best hot dogs in the city. Their compliments were worth more than money. They filled me with a sense of purpose that I had craved for so long. With every hot dog I sold, my life changed. I was earning a steady income. I saved enough money to rent a small room. The first night I slept in a real bed was unforgettable. I lay there for hours just feeling the softness of the mattress. I had a roof over my head. I had 4 walls around me. It was a simple room, but it was my sanctuary. It was my home. I was no longer sleeping on the cold concrete. I had a key in my pocket, a key to my own front door. It was the best feeling in the world. I had done it. I had built a new life, one hot dog at a time. The years passed. My single hot dog cart became a local landmark. I worked hard every single day. Rain or shine, I was at my post. My savings grew. I started to dream bigger. I didn't just want one cart, I wanted a fleet of carts. I wanted to give other people the same chance that I had created for myself. I remembered the feeling of hopelessness. I wanted to help others who were in a similar situation. I started to write a business plan. I learned about permits, licenses, and employees. It was a new challenge, but I was not afraid of hard work. The day I opened my first official company was one of the proudest moments of my life. I called it Frank's Friendly Franks. It was a simple name for a simple mission, great food and a friendly smile. I bought 2 more carts. I hired my first 2 employees. I chose people who were struggling just like I had been. I taught them everything I knew. I showed them how to make the perfect hot dog. But more importantly, I taught them to treat every customer with kindness and respect. I gave them a job, but I also gave them hope, a chance to start over. Frank's Friendly Franks became a huge success. Soon, my red carts were all over the city. People loved our hot dogs, but they also loved our story. They loved what our company stood for. We were a symbol of second chances, a testament to the power of hard work and a positive attitude. I was no longer Frank the Hot Dog Man, I was Frank the CEO. It was a title I never imagined for myself. I moved into a nice apartment, I even bought a car. But I never forgot where I came from. I never forgot the cold nights on the street. My journey was long and hard, but it taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me that no matter how dark your situation seems, there is always hope. You just have to hold on to it. You have to be willing to work for it. My life is a testament to the fact that you can change your destiny. You can rise from the ashes. You are stronger than you think. My story is not just about hot dogs. It's about the human spirit. It's about never giving up on yourself. If you enjoyed this story, please consider following The Thrill Ledger. Every like and subscribe helps us share more inspiring journeys like this one.